Okay. It's your post-match. It's finished. Everton 4, in brackets 4, Leicester City 0. An absolute disgrace of a side in the bottom 3, but nonetheless Everton with a superb 4-0 victors at Goodison Park today. We had Beto look like Pele. We had several rest of the players. James Gardner, who we're going to go on to, probably hit an 11 out of 10, never mind a 10 out of 10. Hard to pick that and say there was anything wrong with it at all, Les.
No, routine 4-0 win. Bring more of them on, please. Yeah, I say from I feel sorry for anyone who did the quarters to 3 pints. I thought, what, got time for one more? Yeah, go ahead, we'll get one more. We'll get in 5 minutes late, nothing will have happened. So I feel sorry for anyone who did that today, because as starts to games go, that was just impeccable, wasn't it? The first one, I've never seen such a beautifully shinned goal since Gareth Farrelly as Doucoure's first goal today. It was magic. The ball from Pickford, Beto did nice to just nudge the defender out the way, and then Doucoure, he gets in that position, you think, is he going to score? And he netted it nicely. So to kick off the game like that was just wonderful, and it never really relented, did they? They never caused us any problems. We never really took our foot off the gas, but we never really went up a gear. We were just consistent all game, and some of the players, well, like the through ball from Tarkowski, the through ball from Garner, shout out to Jimmy Bidston. It was just wonderful to see, and it's just nice to be happy on a Saturday night and come through a game like that, which in years gone by we blow that chance completely. We had a chance there today to go 9 points clear of Leicester, really sort of dispel any relegation fears. In the past, it's been very Beef Villa go top and we flap it, but we didn't today, and just all enjoy our Saturday night. It's wonderful.
I don't get things right in life, but I was right today, wasn't I? What did I say?
Well, you did say we battered them on the mailbag today, which will be out tomorrow.
And everyone snarled at me and said, "Oh, yeah, they'll beat us. Leicester at a decent side. Vardy's going to score twice and all that."
I didn't hear it like that. I don't know, but you did. You called it on the weekly as well. To be fair, you've been very confident about this one, and I hope you put money on it.
Well, yeah, who knows what happens against Liverpool? I won't be talking about that one, to be honest with you. Maggie's with us today. What did you make of all that? He's just talking about James Garner there. I was saying we'd talk about him later, but I can't ignore. He was probably our man of the match, and Beto was probably fuming with him because he's taken it out of his hands.
I mean, it was quite a nice day, wasn't it? Not gonna lie. Yes, about James Garner, yes, about Beto. I actually want to talk, about Jesper Lindstrom. Jesper Martini, as I would like to continue calling him.
There's about 10 nicknames for him that's gone
Jesper
into
Martini, it works. But also, what's the best word? It's the most I've ever heard of the Gladys Street songbook in quite a while. I think every player got a song today, and it was lovely.
Did you feel like there was anything wrong with that whatsoever? No, Les and Maggie just said there, it was absolutely perfect from man to man that was in there. Lindstrom's miss was absolutely disgraceful. That's what I'm going to say.
Honestly, I can't have nothing. Can
Keith, it's on to you.
I mean, as Saturday's goal, it's not a bad one, is it? Let's be honest. At any point today, were any of you even slightly worried or concerned?
Yes.
Ed says yes, but Ed's lying.
It's the type of thing to clip and leave in the archives.
Right. I didn't think it was possible to see a worse team at Goodison this season than Wolves in the 4-0. Leicester outstripped them today. That is the worst Leicester team I've ever seen, and I couldn't be more made up because they are horrible.
Fair.
They are absolutely vile to a man, and I want nothing but pain and misery in their lives.
So I keep it a PG this week.
I'm keeping it very PG. Just
Very respectful.
very respectful hate towards them. I'm not going to call them any names. I'm not going to use any slurs.
Please don't even say it, because I'll have to edit this later. I want to go home and have a drink.
We're not going to have anything editable. All we're going to say is, Jesus Christ, they were bad. They were so bad. This is probably one of the weakest Everton squads in living memory, and they made us look like 1970s Brazil today, which is some going. And can we just have a quick shout out to the Seacom Socrates in midfield, Jimmy Garner? What a boy. He's been out for 3 months, 4 months,
3 months,
right? Head and shoulders above anyone on that pitch. Absolutely outstanding. And I'm sure we'll go through the goals one by one in time. But let's jump to that third goal quickly now. Have you seen a better through ball than that? That was inch perfect. It was magnificent. Everyone around me was sort of like, whoa, has he done that? Before
I love the whoa bit.
before the bedlam of celebrating, there was an odd hush for the pass, and he deserved it because it was magnificent. And it was good to see as well in the celebrations that a lot of them made a big point of celebrating with him and pointing him out as the architect of that goal. Great finish by Beto. Let's not, don't get me wrong. And I said this. I think I said this on Weekly this week. If you're gonna have to play Beto up front, play to his strengths. Yeah. Give him through balls to run onto. Don't put the ball into his feet and expect him to hold it up. Don't play it long and expect him to win the headers. Get him in the channels. Get him bullying centre halves. And it says a lot that they dragged the centre half off after an hour today because he couldn't handle Beto.
Straight down the tunnel as well. No one was happy with their tails.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think just to reiterate what's already been said, it was just a magnificent performance all round today from every single player. There wasn't one player who put a performance in today that you think was anything less than 7, 8 out of 10. James Garner, as Keith just mentioned, obviously had a long, lengthy layoff to come back in and put a shift in like he did today, to put a performance in, throwing tackles in. Obviously we'll all come to his assist and focus on the quality and the weight of the pass that he put into Beto, but he was throwing himself into all kinds of challenges today. Beto, God love him, literally our only striker as it stands at the moment, but what a way to reaffirm yourself and, you know, let people know that you're not as bad as everyone's making out, that you've got something about you. I felt that today we played to Beto's strengths rather than with Dyche previously plug Beto in and just keep the game plan, lumping it up to him. We played to his strengths. The amount of times that he brought the ball down with his chest, headed it on, won it, I just felt we really got the best out of him today, and it told with the goals. Obviously, Doucoure making history at Goodison with that goal today.
Well, a finish and a decent performance.
Absolutely, absolutely. A finish, decent performance, but honestly, the timing of the goal, scoring the goal when we did, it was just, made a joke on the train that you just know for a fact them Leicester fans 10 seconds in, they were just about to bellow into sign on or some other derogatory anti-Liverpool chants, and we just took the wind out of the sails straight away. It was just so delightful to and again, I'd agree with Keith that they are, honestly, that was the worst side I've seen come to Goodison, ourselves included.
Oh yeah, we've seen plenty of bad Everton sides at Goodison
this season.
Yeah, but that performance today, Vestergaard just got bullied. I would say the other centre half got taken off at our time. Christensen looked like a lost child looking for the parent around the supermarket. But it also made me think, how bad does Conor Cody have to be to not get into that back line? But
I wish they'd brought him on just for the vibes.
Just for vibes. But I just want to end by saying today, Goodison, the atmosphere was just absolutely brilliant. It was incredible. Just so lovely to hear the Gladys in full voice, the whole ground in full voice. And just long live David Moyes. What a fella.
Just speaking about Beto there, Ed, I mean, there's a lot of burden on his shoulders as well, given the fact that Calvert-Lewin's out, and we're probably, I mean, we'll see what happens before the end of the window, but him putting out a performance like that, being able to finish as well, I mean, did he show us more than what we knew about him?
I think he showed us what he was good at in Italy. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive Serie A watcher, so I did have to catch up a lot with what he did well at Udinese before he came to us. But that is where he thrived, the ball in behind, running on, having these physical battles with defenders, using his pace to score goals. There were a number of times today where his teammates and the coaches had to chastise him and push him because he was not trying hard enough. And I think in terms of his off the ball play, he's still not playing at the right level. Everyone's having a great time. It's brilliant. So I'm not going to focus on the negative for too long. The real positive is, as has already been said a number of times, we played to his strengths, and most importantly, he took advantage of that, which was great. Hopefully we can find another option so that we can take him off after an hour or so, because I think Moyes gave him 20 minutes longer than he normally would, because he was chasing the hat-trick, and he had run out of legs after about 60.
It's a long time since this speech hung on a post. Where's Les? Les? I see you in all this. David Moyes. Now, I don't think anybody admits to it that they didn't want him to be the next Everton manager. I certainly did. Today I give myself some more praise here. It's all about me, this one.
Dave, it's your world and we're just living in it.
Exactly, mate, exactly. The way in which he started that side, the way in which it's of a good balance. Yeah. You've started O'Brien, looks like a revolution at right back. I mentioned a couple of shows ago, I think, he reminded me of when we got Lescott, when he was put immediately as full back, and he was brilliant. He didn't even want him to move to centre half. Yeah. And I thought today at right back, again, same performance. I know we had an argument whether it was right wing back and all that the other day. But yeah, I mean, kid comes in. Sean Dyche must be sitting here like he's probably broke a few tellies in his.
Yeah, it's like every passing week that the team play like that and O'Brien plays like that, you kind of wonder what Dyche was thinking and what he was doing in training. Because, you know, O'Brien's coming at right back, not a natural position for him at all. Obviously, his confidence would have been on the floor when Moyes came in, because, you know, he's gone from being like a starting player in France, scored in a cup final against PSG, and he's come to Everton reserves with not getting a look in the team. And then he comes in and he just slots right in at that right back position, and he's been great. You know, the little, I think we said on Blue Monday a couple of times, like the little tweaks that Moyes made to that formation, like you said about Lindstrom before, Maggie said about him. It's like the way he's like slots into that right back position, he's seeing more of the ball, and you can see he's a lot more confidence. He's never going to score for us, by the way. Let's just put that one to bed. He's never scoring for us,
even though he's 9 foot tall.
But he looks a different player, doesn't he? He looks such a different player.
I want to say, aesthetically, he should not be a right back. He's far too big to be a right back. Yeah. It doesn't look right. But what I will say,
what does an acceptable right back look like?
Do you know what? Before you carry on with that, I was
perfect fullback height, by the way.
I was only thinking about this the other day. Could you find one who's been like a relative success at right back, and listeners and all that, get in touch with us. But I said to Les the other week, he reminds me of Lescott on the other side when he came in.
100%. Yeah. That is. Do you know what? That's a perfect comparison.
Thanks, Keith.
A centre half shifted out of position to fill a need, and when you look at like the last 3 weeks, he's been put up against Kulusevski from Spurs, Doucoure today, and Mitoma last week, right? How many times has he been beaten? How many times has one of those wingers got a cross in? He might not have the pace. He's got that sort of lumbering run that's like being chased by a hungry dinosaur, right? But he hasn't got the pace. But his positioning is exceptional. He knows where to be to read the game. And the big thing for me as well with him is, and what bodes well for next season when he eventually slides into the centre to replace Branthwaite when he inevitably goes, is how comfortable does he look on the ball?
Yeah.
He looks so confident with the ball at his feet.
And that's a Premier League kid who's had, what, 5 or 6 starts, not even that.
And as Sean Dyche said, you can't just throw him in because he's got no Premier League experience. Well, I mean, he's being made to look a fool. Because
honestly, just to follow on that point from Keith, I don't want to focus on the past. I don't want to focus on any negatives tonight. I've got to say, no, honestly, there's no but at the moment. What I will say about Sean Dyche, I do genuinely respect the job that he did at Everton, and he worked under different circumstances. However, he has massively dropped the bollock with that lad. He's not given him a chance, and he's made him look daft. Whenever we questioned, or well, Royal way here, whenever I questioned why we spent so much money on him in the summer. It was never anything to do with his ability. It was always to do with, if you spend so much money on him, why is he not getting minutes? Why are we not playing him? And Moyes, in under 3-4 games now, has again just thrown him in. He's playing without fear, and he's come up against some really prominent quality Premier League level attackers, and he's dealt with them really comfortably. So I think with Moyes, I don't actually think that he's done anything special. I don't think he's done anything innovative to improve this Everton side. I think it is subtle tweaks, and these players are now no longer playing within themselves, which is all we wanted to begin with Sean Dyche. We just wanted Everton. We just wanted an Everton side. This current Everton side, we know they're not going to qualify for the Champions League. We know they're not going to win the league anytime soon. We just wanted them to play an open game, no shackles on them. We just wanted them to be themselves, go out and express themselves, and play without any intimidation, any fear or anything. And that's what they're doing under Moyes now. It's just something so simple, and they're playing without any worries. The football we played today, genuinely, under Moyes today, the last couple of games, but the football we played today was genuinely a really good, really high standard.
Yeah,
it was really good.
To build on what Paul's saying, I don't think David Moyes has changed a huge amount tactically. Obviously, O'Brien's come in. We're moving a bit like 10 yards forward, so we've got a higher line of engagement maybe. Playing the ball around the back a bit more than we did. The big thing that he's given us is belief. And I think a lot of ex-Everton players have come out and said one of the great things about David Moyes is, when you're ready to go out there, he make you feel 10 foot tall, like you beat everyone. I think that's what he's managed to instill in these players. I don't know the situation with Dyche. It does feel like he was phoning it in a bit at the end, and the belief had gone. And you could tell it for a lot of players. And we weren't hitting the ball long just because we're useless and these players don't know what they're doing. It's because they didn't know what else to do.
The players deserve criticism as well, because they fully down tools.
Yeah.
Like,
these are the same
we've
players.
seen these players down tools under Martinez.
Yep.
I mean, they never picked up the tools under Benitez. Nope. We've seen them down tools for Silva, Koeman, Lampard, right?
Yeah.
And they deserve criticism for that, because they did stop performing. They stopped making the effort. I think the big difference with David Moyes is he is a manager that will never accept a lack of effort.
We
right?
thought that about Sean Dyche, though.
A lack of talent is going to be a case every now and again. But a lack of effort will never be accepted in a David Moyes team. And if you don't put in 100%, I mean, you only have to look at Doucoure today, right? Doucoure has seen that we're on the verge of signing his replacement, basically, and he's turned in his best performance in years.
Have we signed him yet? Have we actually signed this player?
I mean, the player says so.
I've just had a lovely day. It's like getting to the ground. It was sun. It was like that nice, cool. You can tell it's the winter's ending now. We're in the tail end of it. Warm sun, crisp, cool weather. And Abdoulaye Doucoure scores in under 11 seconds. And
10.18.
10.18. Brilliant. I just think, was it Leicester before? You feel sorry for the people who had the course to 3 pints. I don't. You've made your choice. You chose a pint and you missed 2 goals.
So what's this, Les? You only get in about 20 minutes after kick-off and get off 20 minutes before it finishes.
I get in 10 minutes after kick-off and leave 10 minutes before full-time. It's the way to do it.
I tell you what, mate, you're trying to... But that's a risky one to say in 10 minutes before full-time.
Parker and defender.
I want to come back to something... Sorry, I'm on my 4th drink. Someone said before, which was about how Moyes hasn't changed much, and what I noticed is Ashley Young's not playing. Well, he's not starting. So those players that Dyche relied upon, because specifically of their reliability, I'm not saying it's a risk to put 6'5" beast mode Jake O'Brien on the pitch, but he's taken those players off that. I'm not going to criticise Ashley Young. He's a very good player. He's done a very good job for us. He's been our player of the season, Keith was saying before. But giving Jake O'Brien that chance, giving Nathan Patterson that chance, I feel like it's also what they're just sitting there. They were getting frustrated. Clearly the team was having frustrations. It's nice that they're actually in the squad playing. Ashley Young is not going to be playing for us probably next season. Now is the time to start getting Jake O'Brien, Nathan Patterson in the squad. James Garner. The thing that made me most happy today was seeing Tim Irabunum get minutes. I was very happy he came back. And this is not to disparage James Garner at all. He was fantastic today.
Yeah.
But given that he's coming back from an injury, as is Irabunum, watching Irabunum come on and be pretty good.
Again, like you said about Garner, he was straight in today, Irabunum, straight in, throwing tackles in, driving us forward. I want to say he was involved in the goal with Njai towards the end. I know, like that was mainly of Leicester's own fucking bad defending, but I know Irabunum and Njai were quite high up and putting pressure on them. Goodison was just a really happy place today, and just a complete polar opposite.
What an atmosphere!
What
we've enjoyed this season.
Like, the street end was singing All Together Now. When have you ever heard All Together Now sang at the ground?
We're singing it now.
Never. It's on in the Denby Castle, our esteemed sponsors who look after the post-match podcast so well. Mm-hmm. If you need a pint in Liverpool,
taking the yellow card
come
back.
to the Denby Castle. Wait. No, why did I get a yellow castle? Why did I?
Yellow castle.
Why did I get a yellow card?
I'm not talking about it.
Keith, you get a yellow card just by coming on the podcast. It's like a preemptive.
I mean, that's fair. I have said nothing libelous this evening.
Okay.
And
Still about 10 minutes of this left.
no reason for Dave to edit.
That's why I'm coming to Les, because he's like, he's Universal
Les.
Films. He's not even PG, are you, Les?
I have things to say about Leicester City Football Club, however. I don't.
You're quite close to them as well, Les. And let's not talk about Leicester.
Oh no, yeah, we're far enough away. It's fine. Do you know what? I think it got to about 70 minutes, and I said to my dad, "Do you know what they've not done today? They've not done that your shit are thing."
He did right at the very end, didn't he?
The next time Jordan Pickford got the ball, about 2 minutes later, they went and did it. So they didn't let us down.
Right. No.
Any team who sings that, immediate double relegation.
Right.
What I hate most about that is they have more possession.
They
cannot sing
sang.
that when you've had more possession.
Thing is, right? They sang "We've Got the Ball" after 21 minutes.
Wow.
That is how bad they are.
That's true. That's
Right?
fair.
That is how they resorted to banter songs after 21 minutes. What a shower of shite they are.
To look on like the not Leicester angle though, the top. I mean, you probably I've been in the bar and back in that time, but you probably talked about
them do that. But
Everton were great today. They really were great. I was really worried today about like Mangala being missing. Like we said earlier on, James Garner's been out for 3 months. Irabunum's been out about the same time. So I was very worried because he was building up a great partnership with Garner. James Garner came in, was brilliant. Idrissa Gana Gueye again was outstanding. You know, it's like
what a season! He's my player of the year.
Yeah, I feel like this is possibly the best we've seen him play because
he's better than Mark 1.
Yeah,
isn't he?
He's not just running around putting out fires. He's more intelligent on the ball. I mean, it could go to shit in the next few months with him. Who knows? Because he's never been noted as a great ball player, but his intelligence looks to have gone up a notch, and he's just like he makes that midfield tick.
What I love about him this season is he's no longer trying to play that clever pass.
Yeah.
What he will do is he'll break up the play, he'll win the ball, gets possession, and he plays the simple ball every single time, and it makes Everton look good.
Yeah.
Right. Some of the passing today, some of the link up, especially when we were 2-0 up, and they were chasing the game, where they still had like an iota of hope of getting back into it. Everton's game management was perfect. It was magnificent. Yeah. They took the ball, they held the ball, they passed it around at the back, they played it in the midfield. There was nothing desperate about it.
Yeah.
No one panicked on the ball. No one tried to play that Hollywood pass.
Yeah.
Everyone just played the right ball every time.
Yeah, and on that, it's like, you know, you can say it was only Leicester, which it was only Leicester, but we flapped it against Spurs to a degree.
Yeah.
And
went 3-0 up, and I was more concerned.
So when we went 2-0 up within 10 minutes, it was like, yeah, this is brilliant, but it's not going to last. We're not going to have this all game, and I was quite nervous about it. But like Keith said, the game management and the way they knock the ball around and the way they give each other options to move us up the pitch. It's not just like passing it round the back. it's quite thoughtful, and it's like we pass it around the back and then we move it up a bit, gradually make our way up the pitch. Or today, we have players who can I mean, that Ghana ball was incredible. Can't wait to see that again. But we have players who were making that passes, strikers running onto those passes, and it was just very, very composed all round, and just a lovely, lovely display that I think we deserve this. I think we deserve this little bit of happiness, because we've seen some shit this season alone.
Absolutely.
So happy we're sat out here in like minus 10 degrees doing this podcast, but it's absolutely chocolate inside Zemby. The general consensus there was about that Moyes has made subtle changes. There are a couple of things that I spotted which I thought was not like emphatically different to what Sean Dyche did, but the ones that I thought was slightly more subtle, if you want to put it that way. Tarkowski's ball wasn't the worst diagonal where he's toed it out to play, which I would think that's an indication itself that things are a little bit different. But also, and I need to find statistically or whatever about this, but how much we keep the ball on the floor, pass the ball on the floor. Where's the hoofing? Where's that gone from Tarkowski? He looks like a competent ball player. Do you know what I mean?
He's given him nothing but abuse this season because he's been dreadful.
Yep.
I've just said there is about those.
Since Moyes has come in,
He's
James
sharp
Tarkowski looks a different player. 100%.
He's not doing that stupid hard man tackle
He
either
doesn't
anymore.
do the stupid 10-minute hard man tackle, which I love.
Like, he was
Get rid of that,
yeah.
because it's so silly.
Because I really, the last time I was on Postman, I came for Tarkowski because I thought he was throwing himself around the pitch. He was being a bit of a tit, to be honest. He seems a lot more assured of himself. And I don't really have that much to say. I've just had a lovely day. It's a lovely day.
I was saying to the lads there about Tarkowski, the one thing that impressed me was the fact there was no toed diagonal. The pass through, I don't remember him doing like Steve Watson efforts like that.
His ball through for the second goal.
Exactly. When would he do that? Would he do that again with Sean Dyche?
The curved sort of... No, Tarkowski's pass for the second.
Yeah.
The curved sort of side footer round the last fullback. Brilliant. Play that ball. And this is what we need to... I think we need to focus on the fact that Beto has been, by and large, a terrible Everton signing.
No.
And then today,
No.
we've played massively to his strengths. He scored 2 goals and bullied their defence. Does that mean he's good? Is Beto good? What do we do? What do we do if there's inclement weather? Do we bring an umbrella?
I think he's trebled the amount of goals he scored in his career.
We saw both sides of his game today, because we saw that if he's got his back to goal, he's kind of hopeless. I thought that was a penalty on him, but Ed assures me that he was going down. He was going down, and that's a part of his game. It's dead frustrating, because he's a big lad and he can bully players, but he has got that tendency to sort of feel a defender and then start to go down, and that's obviously what he did for the penalty, which is why it wasn't given, and if it was VAR checked, why it wasn't given. But I think we saw both sides of his game today, and we saw a very, very specific way that he plays. You saw it against Southampton away. That goal he scored was fantastic. It was offside by a toenail, but it was a great goal and a great finish, and that's the only way you can play to him. And you kind of think when he's in that position, he's probably more composed with Calvert-Lewin, weirdly.
Well, I was going to mention Calvert-Lewin. I feel like it's a similar situation. He has a very specific set of talents, and I thought Ancelotti played it really well, which was Calvert-Lewin, here is the box. Do not leave the box. He's never scored an elegant goal. It was always scruffy tap-ins or salmon-like headers. That was Calvert-Lewin.
Excuse me, salmon-like headers are elegant.
They're not.
No, the header in the derby last season, elegant as fuck.
Okay, but
James Tarkowski, get behind me and fucking head it.
Okay, fair.
Let's almost saying the same thing.
Yeah.
2 weeks away.
What I mean is, so back when he was scoring, I think he had 3 hat-tricks in 3 games, because it was do not leave the box at all, and everyone will ping the ball to, and we didn't play that. Even when he was back, he had that, was it 18 games without scoring, and now he's out for another couple of months because he was up on his own.
So is this a Moyes thing? Has he addressed this? I don't
know.
And said, play to the strengths of your players?
Possibly.
It's more about
That was my
the
next
strength of the
question,
players rather than a rigid system, and that's what we had on the dice. It was pretty much plug and play with whatever we had.
4-5-1 and that's it.
Whereas I think Moyes, over his years as a manager, has realised he's aware of the players he's got at Everton. So
He's adaptable, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
We spoke about this on Weekly, didn't we? We said,
yeah,
this is a mature David Moyes. This is a David Moyes who will adapt to the game situation. You see, like when he brought on Ashley Young as a sub for who did Ashley Young come on for Lindstrom, didn't he?
Yeah.
Come on for Lindstrom. So we went to that. We went from the 4 at the back to a fluid 5 with the wing backs, with Young and Mikalenko as wing backs.
Patterson came on.
And this is a huge difference in David Moyes, because he never used to be this adaptable as a manager. And I will. Oh dear, poor Neil. We're not going to be mean to Neil. He's having a terrible time of it. We're gonna support him in his bad times.
We're not.
Right. Anyway, this is an evolution of David Moyes as an Everton manager. What I will say, right, is a perfect indicator of David Moyes for me is my Facebook memories today. My Facebook memories today from
This is where I'm crossing my fingers. Please
Right.
don't say anything about it.
No,
Please don't
no,
say
no,
anything about
it's fine.
from 14 years ago. It was Arsenal away. We went 1-0 down, and he brought on Sylvain Distin for Louis Saha.
He wouldn't do that these days, is the point you're trying to make.
And my memories were quite critical of him. I might have called him a bad name. I might have said possible swear words. Not that I would ever do that on a podcast, because I am an upstanding member of the Blue Room and I would never lower myself to that level.
He's going to lay an audio edit and all that.
Keith, you're a sideshow clown, you know this.
I am the sideshow clown on someone else's podcast. The evolution of Moyes is he's an adaptable manager. He reads the game as it goes, and that's picked up. That's picked up from experience across the different jobs he's had, and the wins he's had and the failures he's had. Right, and we now have a version of David Moyes who isn't that stubborn, dithering Davy like we used to call him. He's a very sort of, he will read the game and he'll change it to match it, and that's what he's done. For me, that's what he's done very well in the last 3 games. Spurs, they got that goal on 70 minutes and he went a bit more defensive, he went a bit more solid, and obviously they got the second in injury time, but other than that they didn't really threaten. Brighton, he read the game, we went 1-0 up. Second half, there was a lot of pressure on us second half, so he read that. He threw on more midfielders to control the game, to squeeze the game, to not give Brighton space to pass it about, which worked. Today, he's read the game. We're 2-0 up. He's gone, right, okay, I'm going to put a more defensive front on this, but with the option to push wide and get forward if we have to. And it's worked treats, because Leicester, can you pick a point today where Leicester got down our flank and got a cross in?
No.
Not one, not a single one, right? Long may it continue. All credit to him for reading this and managing the games, because it's something Everton have lacked this season. As you well know, Bournemouth at home.
Yeah. One word from everyone on the way around now. Are we safe?
Yeah.
Safe?
Yeah. Swashbucklingly, adding a second, so.
Les?
Yep.
I'm gonna say not yet. I said the other day 4 wins will do me.
My thing with that is there's like a we're 9 points ahead of 3 teams who are like in the bottom 3. There's no way that swing's gonna go against us.
It was even looking at the table earlier. I was saying to you, Dave, outside, looking at the table on the Sky Sports app and seeing Tottenham, who are below us now. Yeah. Even they look safe. That bottom 3 now, I think, will.
There's probably a 4, isn't it, if you include Wolves?
Yeah, I think between them it'll change, but I think that final 3 will pretty much stay as it is for the majority.
I think the final, the three that came up are the three that's going to go back down. They're too shit to stay in the Prem, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Said that about ourselves before. Right, Keith, hurry up, come on. What are you
I'm
saying?
taking more than one word here, just to say, as things stand right now with the Wolves and Villa game, we're 11 points off Europe.
I did as well looking at game in hand as well.
Give us sweet confidence.
Serbian away.
Get me to Bratislava. Up the fucking toffees.
Up the toffees.
On that note, we'll end now because he's nearly drunk too much and he'll be coming out some more comments that we have to delete. But
Just have a Keith After Dark podcast.
that might be,
Let him go.
you probably have to pay a few quid to hire for that one, to be honest with you. Anyway, it's finished. Everton 4, again in brackets 4. Leicester City 0. We've got the January transfer window to finish on Monday. We'll see if we're signing some lad who's Argentinian, or we'll see if we go out and get another striker. There'll be, I think, a few things to come, and we'll be talking about that on Monday. Back to Blue Monday as well. Roger Armstrong, I think, still doing cartwheels. And we'll be back for that, and once again, up the toffees.